Yo, what's up, everybody? Happy New Year, one and all. This is the one, the only Mark Anthony Spencer. I'm back here for Wednesday, January the 6th, 2016. There's no doubt, folks, it's been an interesting year, and I didn't expect it to be this interesting. This is my new series, a four-parter, The Stock Market Report, 2016-15. Over the last 5 years, the stock market's been up, the stock market's been down. We've seen a lot of things that have changed around the world. Look at oil. I mean, last year at this time, it was coming down. It was like $60, $65. At this time last year in January, it was like around $65. Is that amazing? Now, one time it was at $120 in the summer of 2014. And so it's come down quite a bit. It's dropped dramatically, and it is changed, and I think people around the world are still trying to get their head around it, how the stock market has dropped so much, how oil has dropped so much. Why are these things happening? Well, the reason these things are happening because they have to happen. Things got to change, folks. Things got to change. For many years, we've been on these things like oil, we've been on things like fossil fuels, coal, all these different types of energies that are not good for you, especially for Earth, Mother Earth. Her name's Gaia. And one thing I've learned from the yogis, and I learned from, the New Agers, and I learned from the Golden Age movement, and I've learned from E.T. themselves, is we got to treat this planet better. So over the next couple years, over the next 10 years, you're going to start to see new technology that will be released. Now, where are you starting to see it? You're starting to see in electric cars, fans, turbines, hoverboards. Look at those little whirling hoverboards you're seeing. That's the first generation. There's more to come. More to come. I've been seeing some really cool stuff of late. At the CES type thing they're having down in Las Vegas, they got this new thing called Ocalypse. Kind of reminds you of the Lawnmower Man. But it's real. This is new technology we're going to see in the future. I remember watching a movie called, The Sixth Day? And they had all this cool, virtual reality holographic stuff, right? It's like holograms, right? This was cool. He stepped into his buddies at home, right? And this chick, she was a hologram. She looked so real. It was like, I couldn't believe it, man. She looked so real, man. It was awesome. He just sits in the chair. That's what that virtuality Oculus stuff is, right? That's just the first generation of it, I think PlayStation's working on something like that, but it's not as advanced. It's like VR type technology, but it's something similar. Like, could you imagine a day where you can just sit at home, you throw on a movie, and you can actually be part of the movie. Or, we have no girlfriend over, your girlfriend's out of town or whatever. You can just sit back, just have a virtual chick, like a holographic chick. This would be absolutely this would be the craziest thing you would ever see. So when we're talking about Ocalypse, when we're talking about VR, we're talking about new technology that we're going to see in the next 10 years. This is some cool stuff. It's very expensive, but this is cool. It isn't compared to your Nintendo NX. It's coming out. NX, I guess that's what it's called, next generation, basically. It looks pretty cool. It looks like Nintendo has finally moved into the new generation of systems in terms of hardware, in terms of next gen. So it's going to probably be Blu-ray compatible type hardware that will be running on it. So it's going to be pretty good, to save the Nintendo franchise. And Nintendo Wii U wasn't a success as the original Wii. Wii was such a hit. It'll never be like a hit like Nintendo 64 or Nintendo Super Nintendo, over the years and stuff. But, when we're talking about video games, we're talking about systems, we talk about Sega, you talk about Sony, and we talk about economics. Sony has really taken over the show, folks. They sold, 35 million units in PlayStation 4s? Never mind PlayStation 3s. It's absolutely phenomenal. They killed Xbox One. They killed Wii U. They killed PC. PC, man, it doesn't even exist anymore. It's absolutely amazing. PC has fallen so much I can't believe it. It's it's amazing. It's amazing how much PC has fallen. It's amazing how much Nintendo has fallen, and it's amazing how Xbox hasn't managed to compete with Sony. It's almost like back in the day when Sega was killing Nintendo, and Nintendo couldn't compete with Sega, and eventually they took over the lead from Sega, and they were the only one left from the competition. But it's the same thing with stock market. When you're talking about investing and all those other things, that these things called synthetic CDOs and all these other little instruments they call derivatives. Derivatives are not good. That's one thing I learned. I watch American Greed. I've been watching a lot of shows, and I've been learning about what the stock market's all about. When you invest your money, you want to make money. But let me tell you, I've been to casino over the years, and once you put your money in, you're never going to get it back. It's as simple as that. You're going to lose big. It sucks, but the way I look at it, we're losing every single day of our lives. It doesn't matter if it's your family. It doesn't matter if it's your job. It doesn't matter if it's whatever. If it's an election. I mean, let's look at these people running for office. Prime ministerships, presidencies. All these big companies. It doesn't matter. Some of them are resigning. Some of them are quitting. Some of them are getting hired. Some of them are getting raises. It doesn't matter. It's the same old show. It never ends. I mean, we elect these people. Do they ever listen? There's only a few of them who have listened over the last few years. Some of them are listening. Some of them. Not all of them. But at least they're finally listening to the people. It's like I did a video last year, and I talked about all these politicians need to start listening to the people. For the first time ever, they're starting to listen. It's like in pro wrestling. Vince McMahon, he's starting to finally listen to his fans. Same thing with Dixie Carter and TNA. With all these companies, wrestling, pro wrestling, UFC, MMA, Bellator, it doesn't matter. It's all the same. It's entertainment, right? But eventually they have to listen to the fans. Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao, they've had some great fights over the years, and there might be a third fight. Actually, a second fight between these two great warriors. But, when it comes down to it, folks, you want to have a situation where, people listen. They listen to your problems. They listen to what's going on. They listen to, how hard it is. Things are getting so expensive. The bills are going up. Prices are going up. It just never ends. But one thing you're going to see in the month of January is you're going to see change. You're going to see a lot of change. Change like you've never seen before. You're going to see companies. Let's look at Disney. Okay, this one company. They're doing good right now. Star Wars is kicking butt, making ridiculous money. No doubt about it. That's nothing. ESPN's struggling. It's not just ESPN. It's the stock market. It's falling. As it keeps falling. I remember in 2000, actually 2001, and in 2000, especially 2000, when Enron went out of business. It was huge. They were a gigantic energy company. They were making billions and billions and billions of dollars, millions and millions of dollars, just like Disney, just like Apple. They were on top of their game. And then one day, sometime in, I think it was in the summer, or was in the fall of 2000, and then the reality hit. They weren't making money anymore. People got mad. People figured that they were getting ripped off. And then their stock fell to nothing. So I look at Disney. I mean, they're at what, $100 a share? They're doing good. They got their movie division going good. The theme parks are terrible right now. They're really struggling. Their TV shows, basically their sports division is really struggling. I wouldn't be surprised because they've been really bad. But when I look at Enron, I look at Disney. I look at Apple. I look at Alibaba in China. I look at these companies. I say to myself, what's going to take for these companies to drop? It's coming, folks. Right now, they're high. Same thing with Google, owner of like YouTube and a bunch of other sites and stuff. But same thing with Amazon. It doesn't matter. They're all stocks. Eventually, they're going to drop. I predict that a lot of these stocks that you're seeing right now trading at ridiculous, valuations out there, $100 a share, $700 a share, $200 a share. I'm just like, what? Seriously? Remember BlackBerry? It's coming. You're going to really see it in real time, folks. You're going to see some of these gigantic monsters of companies lose a lot of money. Sell stock. The sell-off has already begun. Bull market. You're going to see the rise of silver. You're going to see the rise of gold. And you're going to see the rise of food. Most of these politicians and most of these investors, they never talk about food. They never talk about food prices. Eventually, those food prices got to drop. They're so high right now. And I've seen some future visions that food prices might go up to all-time highs like it was back like 4 or 5, like maybe 7, 8 years ago, like 20 years ago. It was pretty high. It was very expensive to buy food. And it's gotten high again. I think in 1980 it was ridiculous. Interest rates were at all-time highs, I think 20 or 30%. I don't think it's going to get that high. But, when you look at food prices, when you look at the stock market, things are changing. Just like the weather. You guys are noticing, right? The El Nino, places are getting real hot. Some places are getting real cold. So you're seeing these hurricanes. You're seeing these tornadoes that are just wiping out blocks and neighborhoods. And, recently we just had an earthquake up here in Vancouver, British Columbia. I'm telling you, it's happening, folks. It's happening. There's no doubt in my mind that the planet's changing. We're changing. Everything. The universe, man. All the planets in the universe, they're all changing. Space and time. Now we're going through changes, it's like anything. So over the next couple of weeks, keep watching your television. It's changing. I'm watching the mainstream media. They're changing the way they talk. Before they were hating on Donald Trump, and now they're starting to agree with Donald Trump. Is that something, folks? It's absolutely amazing. They were just hating him forever, but now they're starting to love Donald Trump again. Even the candidates in the race, from Cruz to Clinton to Marco Rubio, Farina, Ben Carson, everybody. They're all like, Trump's just another character. He's not a city slicker. That's all he is. But he's really he's speaking words. People are listening. Some of the stuff Trump's saying is true, and some of the stuff Trump's saying is not true. He is not good for American people. He's not good for anybody in this world. This world is made of immigrants. This world's made of people from different parts of the world, different cultures, different speaking, different anything. That's what makes us human, folks. No matter what. And no matter what you believe in yourself. Don't forget, folks, we're a team. We're a family. And one thing I learned from John Lennon, I learned from Martin Luther King, I learned from Bob Marley. Man, these guys were legends for a reason. They're for the people. We need to work together as a team and as a family. And if we get away from that, if we divide ourselves, what are we? We never change. We're not more different than what was on this planet years ago, the dinosaurs. And they didn't know nothing. Their brain was like this. And our brain's like this. So, at the end of the day, folks, we got to work together, folks. We got to work together as a team, and we work together as a family. If we're going to change this world, we got to come up with some new ideas and have a brighter future. There's so many things changing, but the way I look at it, folks, we got to work together. And just like the stock market. We'll see you in part 2. This is Mark Spencer for the Stock Market Report 2016 for Wednesday. Y'all have a good night and peace.